We got Mitoe in blue. We have Hazza. And it's a German mirror. So a German mirror on Siberia. This will be, actually, I'm going to change this one setting so I can be cool like interjection. I'm going to use the little slidey thing so I'm not flying around the screen as much as I usually am. So it's a German mirror on Siberia. And we have market upgrade. And then down in the, yep, both going for a market start. Mitoe finding 45 coin, which is going to help him tremendously because he'll be able to buy his wood right now, or just about. So what you do is you macro to 175 coin, and then once you get 175 coin, you can buy gold, get hunting dogs, which is 50 food or 50 coin and 50 wood, and that will give your villagers 10% gather rate for huntables. So Mitoe's up here working on 80 coin treasure. Meanwhile, down in the bottom, Hazza doing just about the same. So he's working on, however, 110 wood treasure. So he's just gonna walk up and crack shot this other white tiger, which in the early game, what most civs want to do is there's a priority list of which treasures they want to look for. So I would say almost all the European civs, with a couple of exceptions, maybe Ottoman might want to look for food treasures first because they can click up a little bit faster. Because they don't have to, they can train villagers and age at the same time. And then maybe Dutch might look for a coin treasure early to get their 12th vill in production. But for the most part, wood is kind of the priority of best shipments to pick up in H1. So there's Mitoe picking up a wood treasure there. There's a big treasure right here, 175 coin. That probably won't be touched until H2, because it's pretty hard to kill 3 white tigers. However, Hazza, he could try to get this, but it looks as though he's not really too interested in it. Oh, look. So he's going to start working on this treasure. So he's going to run outside of their range. Oh, he's just going to crack shot it and come back later. Mitoe kind of being a little ballsy here, going for the going to try to creep this treasure, which as soon as these tigers get into hand attack with him, his explorer is dead. But he's doing a good job so far. He can, oh, don't let her, okay, nice. Perfect. So now he's going to continue. Now he's going to kill the next one. And then he has a crack shot to kill the last one. So that is quite a good job from Mitoe there. So he's going to be up almost 200 coin just from his treasure. And then, so it looks as though it's 5 settler wagons and a regular settler. Where is that? It's 3. So there's 8 vills right now for Hazza on wood. Let's see what there is. Mitoe doing about the same. He has 1 extra. Oh, there it goes. So now they're macroed about the same. If we look at decks here, pretty much standard. There's, yeah, not really too much separating Hazza's deck from a standard deck. Mitoe, on the other hand, the only real difference in these decks is this skirmisher and this long range infantry card instead of the hand attack and then Eco Theory instead of the 10 winged hussars. So both of them have chopped their wood, both throwing down a TP, both have gotten placer mines, both have gotten hunting dogs. I expect them to get to 125 wood and then stop chopping wood. But maybe Mitoe has something else in mind that he wants to do. Then work on a... So... Okay. So he's going up to 232. So essentially 230 or 225. So he's gonna get hunting or steel traps, and he's gonna have enough wood to place down a second house or another house. I'm guessing he's going to stable start. Oh, there's the stable. He hasn't really scouted at all, so he's just been on his side of the map. Hazza coming in, checking out, checking on his buddy Mitoe, seeing what he's up to. He sees that there's a stable, and he's gonna try to dip on out before those two Ulans come out of the pop out of the town center. Mitoe's gonna need to drop down another house while macroing all of his settler wagons and a villager on coin. Ah, so he's setting up some houses out here for line of sight, and then sending 700 wood. He's got a bunch of monkeys. He has an army of dubers to do his bidding and help him in the Cav War. Let's see what Hazza's up to. It looks as though Hazza's doing the same thing. So far, things are pretty mirrored. Open stable. Has a hunt in his base. Has 9 cav out, so he got a first batch out of 5. Building another house. So let's see how these armies collide. Oh, here's 2 Ulans. The first to meet. And here comes the fight. So there's 7 units and 9 from Hazza. Hazza didn't want that fight. He saw the dubers and he was quite scared of what those monkeys could do. Ah, here's a deviation. Mitoe already has steel traps, but Hazza's just getting it now. Picks up the Explorer. Who's coming to build this barracks? Okay, he denied. He stopped building. I think he wanted to build the barracks up there, but after seeing the army there, he's like, I'll just drop it back here and play a little safer. So very, very nicely macroed so far from Hazza. He's kept all of his resources quite low. Now he has 15 Ulans. So he's splitting them off. He's sending 1 forward. And then 2 off to potentially go for a raid. And let's see what's going on in Mitoe's base. Ah, Mitoe's going for the 5 Ulan. Instead of the 700 coin, he's going 5 Ulan just to kind of surprise Hazza and have just a bigger mass of Ulans out. To swing the fight there. 2 Ulans out on their own. Might catch this villager. And there's the other group. Uh-oh. Alright. Now a conflict has to happen right here. So they picked off a Vil. Here come all the Ulans, and then there's going to be another 10 Ulans coming from the other side. So there's no way Hazza gets out of here with all of his units. So this is looking very good for Mitoe so far. He's killed what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get 8 Ulans pretty much for free. 9, 10. So now Mitoe's in a commanding lead. He just got all of those Ulans for free. He's going to be behind, yep, because Hazza just clicked up right now. He does have a barracks, so if played correctly, these DOPs could have some serious implications on the game. It'll all depend on where these DOPs pop. Like if these DOPs could get, if they connect, they can do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately for Hazza, the army of Dubers have been the changing factor. Okay, here's the, oh, and Mitoe just pulls away. Mitoe's like, nope, I don't want any of that. And then he's like, oh, I kind of do. So he's going back in. These four DOPs are gonna make these Cav run for the hills. Mitoe wants no part of this. Oh. So far, I mean, just the threat of these 4 DOPs has killed almost all of these Ulans. Because these Ulans can't turn and fight. So the 4 DOPs have to, or so the Cav army has to run away from those. And now we're kind of back in a kind of an even state of the game. The only thing is that Mitoe sent 5 Cav, which now haven't paid off. They did great in that first fight, but after seeing those, so essentially I think it's five Ulans for those 4 DOPs is pretty much the change in things that happened. So Mitoe has 5 Ulans and Hazza has 4 DOPs instead. He's also up to the next stage a little bit faster. And because he didn't use his shipment on 5 Ulans, he's now going to have an extra shipment compared to Mitoe. And Hazza's continuing to go into Ulan DOP production. Never mind, he switches it up there. So he's now going to be... Oh, you could get a pick on one of these villagers. But Mitoe, seeing what's going on, snipes down these Minutemen with 1 HP. Doesn't lose a villager there. Oh. So while Mitoe has been aging up and trying to catch up in technology, Hazza went and took down that TP. Which just, as long as his TP is standing, he's just going to slowly run away with the shipment curve. Just over time, continue to get more shipments. It's a nice little pickup here from Mitoe. So picking up a Vil in the Explorer. We have veteran Ulans in. And now he's splitting off. He says, I'm never really going to use these in a fight, so he just has them playing keeper. Oh, we have a confrontation here. And those are 4 Ulans going down for a couple swings on the war wagons. And Mitoe is just continuing to build war wagons. War wagon Ulan is the play for Mitoe. 3 war wagons coming in as the next shipment for Hazza. So just based off of their population, Mitoe's up 1 villager, but Hazza's up about 10 pop. So I want to say Hazza has, I guess it's just those 4. Hazza has those 4 Dops, which aren't really going to be used, and then he has 10 skirms as well. So most of his army is here in these 26 Ulans. Whereas Mitoe has decided to go with the war wagons. Yeah, so 21 Ulans with 8 war wagons and 5 skirms versus 26 Ulans. It's gonna be 28 and 12. But I think what's gonna decide this is that Hazza's just gonna be slightly ahead in the shipment curve. So he's gonna go into a fight, because right now he's sending cap combat. He's about to opt into a fight. If he fights within this window, where Mitoe's not even close to having his next shipment, that'll be the deciding factor. So if he goes in right here with, as soon as cap combat just came in, and that just makes it as if he has 20% more. So it's like he has another 6 Ulans and another 1 war wagon, so to speak. Alright, so here we go. They're kind of dancing around, jockeying for position. Hazza's trying to pull his skirms away. Oh, no. Mitoe has these Ulans up there, and his skirms are getting picked off by the Ulans. So far, this is, yep, it's just a cav combat difference. But it's still looking pretty close. Mitoe's done a great job of picking off. And wow. That was fantastic micro from Mitoe. I think it takes 2 shots. I think it might be 3. It might be 3 war wagons. 3 war wagon shots to take out Ulan, but here are the Dops to slow down that army and pick off the rest of these units. And now things have kind of evened up. There's 4 war wagons left. Mitoe has 5. There's 2 Ulans out here just being annoying. There, the 8. That's the 8 Ulan shipment that, and Mitoe just got his somewhere. There they are. Or I think it's the 9. No, it's the 8. So there's the 8 Ulan shipment, and then I believe Hazza. Okay, so Hazza's halfway to his next shipment, but Mitoe is right on it. So all of these units that Hazza's getting out are just slightly better than the ones that Mitoe are popping out, because Hazza had time to ship cav combat. So I'm curious if Mitoe's gonna send. Oh, at some point Mitoe did send cav combat. Oh. Ah, that's what he did. Mitoe never sent the 3 war wagon shipment. Instead, he sent cav combat before the 9 Ulan shipment. Alright, so we're in another battle here. Mitoe's doing a great job of picking off these war wagons with his skirmishers, while also sniping down these Ulans with his war wagons. But Hazza's tanking with his villagers. I'm not sure how much those villagers have tanked, but pretty much if they tank anything, they're doing a great job. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mitoe being very diligent, picking off a couple of pesky Ulans raiding his villagers. But here comes 3 war wagons, and 3 war wagon shipment. There's no reinforcing. Yep. There's no reinforcing units, so. Now it's looking like Hazza has a commanding lead. Sending 8 skirms. Mitoe has the 8 Ulan shipment on the way. Did he ever send HP? No. Yep, he has the arsenal. Okay. So Mitoe's cap is a little bit better. But I think Mitoe's running out of hunts. If these villagers get caught out, it's gonna be quite a bit of trouble. I think after this game I can switch it back to regular colors, so I don't switch the colors every time I switch between the 2 perspectives. And 1 Ulan out there to check and see what's going on. At this point of the game, it's very important to come and check all these gold mines. Oh, that's a nice catch for Mitoe. You got 3 Hus. 3 Hus for 1. But I think these war wagons will turn the fight. Because all Mitoe has is Hus. I think he has more Hus, but I think he wants to wait until he gets this 1,000 coin. And just... I think it's just that 1 shipment. If you spend 1 extra shipment in H2 and don't get anything done with it, you just eventually run out of steam or you're just a little bit behind in steam in the mirror. So we have the Black Riders coming through and Hazza just has war wagons coming out. So there's a 5 war wagon shipment coming in. So there's no shipment coming up, so this is the next point of contention. Can Mitoe do something with these? I believe 9, yeah. Can Mitoe do something with these 9 Black Riders? I think if he can't, then it's just kind of all over here. Alright, here we go. Where did they get sent to? Oh, here they are. So he just needs to wait. He needs to wait until his calves show up. But he's gonna fight before they show up. Losing a handful of cav before the beginning of the fight. Hazza's doing a good job of picking off these Black Riders. Already down to 7. Mitoe retasking them to kill the Ulans. And I just don't know. I don't think there's enough range damage to actually kill this war wagon mass. But these Black Black Riders are doing insane work right now. I think, I mean, that's the best fight Mitoe could have asked for. But is it enough? Just slowly picking off the units on the exit. Yeah, this is looking pretty solid for Mitoe. Got all the skirm mass is dealt with. He's killed most of the war wagons. Now he just has to find the resources of Hazza. Push him off the resources, but those are nice little pick-offs that Hazza's getting. And now Mitoe's in the score lead. So he's gonna get one. He might get all three of those. Nope, he's gonna dip out. Okay. Alright, so he has some more hussars on the way, or some more ulans on the way. And now 8 skirms, so this is incredibly close. I believe this mine's already mined out. And I think this is the last mine that has us on. Yep. So, and at this point, to be, like, these houses don't even matter. Because so many units have died. And their armies got so big in the early stages of Age 3 that even burning down those houses don't really change anything, because I bet you Hazza's probably sitting on like 160 or so pop. Yeah, 160 pop, so he has to kill a lot more than just those 2 houses. So Mitoe's doing a good job of picking off the last hunting bills. So he gets another settler wagon there. Both of the Black Riders go down. Zulans go down, and that's a lot of war wagons. Hazza can just kite this forever, but he's getting off so many good. The two dops have shown up. I believe these are the 2 dops from the beginning of the game, and they are actually doing insane work. So Mitoe's gonna focus on trying to get his skirms onto those war wagons. Oh no, it looks as though Hazza's just throwing one or two dops into the mix. And now he's gotta kill all those ulans while protecting the last 7 skirms. And it's just incredibly close. Just one side's ahead, then the other gets a shipment, the other side's ahead. Now Mitoe's ahead, having cleaned up all of those ulans and still having a handful of skirms left. Trying to pick off these war wagons as best he can. He's done some serious damage, but at this point there's no natural resources. That Mitoe just has 20 idle villagers because there's no more gold to mine. So now it just gets into a weird situation where you start throwing when all the gold runs out in a German mirror, it's just, what do you do? Toss all your villas on wood, maybe build a estate. But let's check the difference in villas. It's 46 to 40. Mitoe Hazza has a couple up there, while picking off a couple of these ulans. Oh, now Hazza has the Black Riders, and that's gonna change things, because these units are never gonna kill. There are not enough skirmishers here to kill these Black Riders, and they're just gonna run these skirmishers down. And maybe you throw down a second barracks and just go veteran crossbows. It looks like Mitoe's throwing down a state. So you use 600 of that wood to throw down a state. He believes it's better to try to get some coin production. There are the crossbows coming still. And there's the other, there's that other shipment. I mean, I don't even know what they have left. They have 1,000 coin, 1,000 wood, and Hazza has 7 skirms and 12 Jaegers left. Meanwhile, he's still hunting up here, which is quite good. I believe this is where Mito's hunting, yeah. So he's gonna go check, see if that gold mine's gone. It's gone. And now, oh, he's just picking off. Getting some free units. When the gold is so scarce, you can't be losing Ulans. And now the crossbow production begins. I believe, Hazza's thrown down now. Hazza has not thrown down a state yet. And just picking off these ranged units. If Mito's able to kill these Ulans, he might stand a chance because all of his units counter these Black Riders. But it looks as though there's just enough Ulans there to give these Black Riders a meat shield to DPS down all that ranged infantry. And this is looking like Hazza's, well, all the Ulans got picked up. So there's no more Ulans on the field. They have the 7 skirm coming through. But all Hazza has is 20 crossbows. So the 25 crossbows is a handful of where's the vet tech? There it is. There's the veteran crossbow. The legendary 27-minute veteran crossbow in a German mirror. But this is what these mirrors turn into eventually. And I want to say that'll probably do it. Hazza's now 40 score ahead. Mitoe doesn't have quite as many units, or 40 pop ahead. These veteran crossbow could actually do quite well. Typically, you don't say that veteran crossbowmen are going to do well at 28 minutes into the game, but when there's no more gold left, this is where they're going to shine. There's a 7 skirm shipment coming in, but oh, it just looks as though Hazza's army is just too big. So he's going to try and pick off these war wagons. And that looks like GG. Wow. What an incredible start to this series. Just absolutely back and forth the whole time. Just this one. These 2 lines, like, oh, you hate to see it. But in order to get this advantage, Mitoe had to send 5 Ulans to get it, which put him a shipment behind the whole game. And then just look at these lines. They're intertwined with each other the entire time. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. And then finally, Hazza pulls out ahead. That's a good one. That's just absolutely as close as you could get. Just right next to each other. What's funny is if you look at the gold graph, look, it's like, yep, we got gold mines. We got, oh, lost that gold mine. There's out of gold. So I would say fantastic game. And maybe that killing that TP really did pay off. Because at some points 2 minutes. Hazza gets his shipment 2 minutes before Mito does. And then things kind of even up, but just a little bit ahead in that shipment curve. But wow, that game was pretty damn good. Well played to both of those guys. Man, I just don't think. I hope this one can play up to that last game. So far it's 1-0 for Hazza. So 1-0 for Hazza means that if he wins this one, it'll go to Kaiser and LeCastet. Because LeCastet is going to sub in for Dairuga. But let's see if Mito can, we're going to see if Mito can bring it back in this game too. Alright. Let's open it up, see what we got. So we have Mito as the French. Oh, I know what I need to do. Oh, you just press, is it Control F or Alt F? There we go. Now Mito's in his real color. Now Mito can do better. He was in the wrong color, but now he's in his right color. Alright, so let's get it started. Let's see what we have. We have the French and we have British. Now this has been told to have been a very bad matchup for France, because longbowmen are just better than skirmishers in H3. However, if there is one person that has played this matchup really well, it's Mito. Mito loves doing a fast industrial, so he goes straight to H4 because the British player usually play pretty passive. They like to boom up and do some manor booming and get a huge eco out. But Mito says the best way to deal with that is just go straight to H4, get heavy cannons, get your powerful French shipments, and then just win the game there. So that's been his approach to this matchup, and I'm excited to see what exactly he has in mind for this game. So let's check it out. Let's see what Hazza's up to real quick. So we're gonna turn off Fog of War here. Hazza went down south with his Mango Rickshaw. Not really a big not really too much. Oh, I gotta clamp my thing came unclamped. There we go. There we go. So it's not really a big deal, but what you can do on this map is you can go exploring the river and try to get as many of the water buffalo as possible. So Hazza used a crack shot on this, and now he's going to just shoot down this last smuggler and start the game with 210 food in the, or 210 coin in the bank. And he just went with a standard two manor houses. So that's quite a nice little treasure there. So he'll pick that up. Let's check out his deck. He just has a standard. Double cav upgrades, no 6 longbowmen. All four of the research crates, the 2 research crates in H2. He has 8 vills and 3 rockets, so no FI agenda. However, I think if I jump over to Mito's perspective, he's just doing, yep, nothing out of the ordinary for Mito. He's just doing the trading post in a house. But if we look at his deck, he has a couple of these cards in his deck. So this could potentially mean some FI potential. Because Britain would have to get out if he sends the two heavy cannons in H4. Britain will have to get out Culves to deal with those, because there's not really any other way that Britain can deal with those two heavies unless he uses if he gets an artillery foundry and gets out Culves. So France is one of the only civs to have 4 Culves in H4, of which you just send the 2 heavy cannons, and then you anticipate your enemy or your opponent sending or building Culves to counter it, and you just send the 4 Culves to deal with their Culves. So that's the idea behind Mito's deck. But right now he has the market. He's gonna age up, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him just get hunting dogs, placer mines, steel traps, maybe throw down a barracks, and do maybe 5 or 10 musketeers. But he's just gonna FF and then probably macro straight to an FI. So it looks as though we have Mito's plan figured out. Coming over here, we can see Hazza has the market. He didn't go for gang saw. I don't think he planned on getting gang saw, but he did go for hunting dogs. So I guess in Hazza's perspective for this matchup, you don't need gang saw. So he's bringing forward the tower. Gonna place the tower in the middle of the map. I think he already has. He has 1 hunt herded in. He has this other hunt down here. Does he have a 3rd? No. That's it. I don't know if this hunt spawned. Feels like Hazza should have had a hunt right here. But it's not there. Anyway. We have the barracks and base. I'm curious if Hazza's gonna move all of his villas off of wood right now. He's gonna go poke his head into Mito's base, see what he can find. He sees 2 houses going down, a couple villas on coin, and a barracks. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that Mito's gonna do some sort of musketeer semi. He's looking in, he doesn't see any crates on the ground, so he's thinking, oh, he just saw the 4 villas pop out. If he was paying attention, he could see that is a 4 villas first. And Hazza now grabbing the 5 vil card. So 700 wood. What's that? About 100 manor pop. Maybe 110. He threw down a stable, so he's going for Muskus. Probably gonna build 10 musk, go siege down the trading post. He's leaving a couple of villas on wood. I wonder if, I feel as though if he's gonna be chopping this much wood, you might as well have gotten gang saw in H1 in that transition period. So here we go. Placer's Mine's coming in. Placer's Mine's coming in. We have 10 musk. No more musketeers in queue. Okay, there we go. He just queued up one. He's just kind of hanging out. He's sending a bill up there to go hunt that. Bring that hunt in. He has bills down here working on this hunt. Picking up a wounded tiger. Getting a batch of 4 outs and 700 coins. So it's 700 wood, 5 bills, 700 coin. And then we're gonna go see what's going on in Mitoe's base. Mitoe, on the other hand, is just massing musketeers. Did he send 8? He did. So much for my FI theory. Instead, it looks like Mitoe's just planning on staying age 2. He has quite a few units. Let's see what he has. He's got 10. He's got 24. 24 musk. There's another 8. 32 musk and 8 crossbows. So he saw that the explorer went down, so he can go in and check what's going on. And if he pushes in, he could just crush the British army. I mean, there's only 7 Huss on the field and 15 musk. Maybe one more, I'm guessing one more batch and then it's go time. Oh, so a couple of musk getting picked off down here. He's gonna lose 1 or 2 of them. This is nice little trade before the fight happens for Hazza. Picking up a couple of these out of position units, and then Mitoe might be able to pick up a couple back. So we lost 4 or 5 musketeers and 7 musketeers so far. And he's got to put this explorer into. If he puts the explorer into snare, he might get quite a nice trade here. Yeah, this should go. This should go really hard in Mitoe's favor. He just has way more units. If he can keep the snare up, but has doing a good job of picking off those snaring musketeers. And looks like he's gonna get away. And now Hazza's in a great spot. Because he's made Mitoe call Minutemen. He's done a great job of dealing with punishing this age 2 play by simply not just outright losing all of his units there. He couldn't keep the snare up, and now he's sitting quite pretty. So now Mitoe's gonna age. Hazza's picking off a couple of bills here. He might get 1. He gets 1 bill. Maybe a second one? Not quite. Then Mitoe will pick up about almost 2 cav there. It's kind of nice for Mitoe. He dropped down the church to get a little bit more XP instead of getting that second TP that's in the middle of the map that would be very vulnerable. Mitoe has a villager. Look at that villager. I thought that was his native scout. And wow. Oh, there's another raid going on over here. 1 CDB so far, 2 now. Maybe a third. Yep. So 4 CDB have gone down all day. And we We have Falks coming in with veteran musketeers. On Hazza's side of things, he's just continuing to mass. I wonder if he has 600 coin. No. So this is scary for Hazza. He's decided to follow up in age, but there's gonna be at least 2.5 minutes where these Falks are on the table without Hazza having Falks of his own. So he's got a bunch of musketeers. If Mitoe decides to push here, I mean, he could clean up this entire, he could clean up this whole operation and then go sit on some, like go sit on this food mine, or these hunts. So Hazza's probably clicking right now. Yep, just clicked up. He's going up with the adventurer, just the 7 longbowmen, and he's gonna take. Mitoe's gonna take out this blockhouse and the blockhouse and the barracks. Is there an artillery foundry going down? No. Just some more musketeers in queue. So they make quick work of that outpost, and now they're going to take out this forward barracks. Musketeers being annoying. He needs to run away. If Mitoe finds this other barracks. Did he just build it? Okay, so there's the 3rd barracks, okay. Oh, that would be dirty if Mitoe was able to kill this town center in time, but I don't think he'll be able to siege this down. Hazza gonna use a couple longbowmen, try and pick down a couple units. Meanwhile, this Hussar getting in. They take out 1 Falk. Looks like the second one's gonna go down, and it just looks as though there are way too many units here. Way too many British units for the French player. These skirms coming in late, but I think there's just too many units. You have veteran musketeers coming in right now, but I think Hazza's dealt with the threat. Those are just okay. So Mitoe's gonna pull back here, but it kind of seems like it's too late. Now Hazza gets to push with his Falks and these longbowmen just doing work. The British villagers spread out everywhere. Oh, there goes 7 more skirmishers. Rest in peace. And now we have 5 Huss coming through. So there's 3 Huss, and then there's another 5, and then I'm sure there's probably vet Huss coming in afterwards. These pesky musketeers have probably done more damage than I've seen. They've just been running back and forth, making sure that he can't hunt for free. Meanwhile, all of these villagers and all of these villagers pretty much have been doing their job without any any trouble going on. Alright. So these are all still H2 units with the exception of these musketeers. So let's see what Mitoe has cooked up. He's gotten the upgrade on his ranged infantry, and he's gotten quite a bit of a skirm mass out. But I just have no idea of how. Oh, we do have an artillery foundry, so let's see if there's any culverins in queue. Nope, there's a falcon queue. So I think he's gonna try to build two falcons and win the Falc War. The Falc War take 2. So those hussars still haven't been upgraded yet. Longbowmen are still H2 longbowmen. And he's just picking off some of these houses. Okay. 3 falcons. Alright, 3 falcons, this is it. Let's see what Mitoe can do with these 3 falconets. Oh no, he's gonna lose one right out. Oh, he dodged it. He dodged the shot. Unpack. That's a big volley. But, the longbowmen are just picking off the falcons. Well, yeah. This cannon's dancing around. Man, that sucks. That cannon started dancing. If it would have taken that shot off, this fight would have been pretty close. Those berry bushes, they're on the LLC. Alright. Mitoe's going for the Falc War take 3. Okay. So we have 2 more barracks coming out from Mitoe. Hazza's out of coin. This coin mine should be done soon. Yep. Nearly done. There's another one up here. Was it 35 bills? 35, about 43 bills to 64. It's a nice little pickup. Man. Alright. And the Huss just get on top of the Falcons, and I think that's it, boys. I think it goes on to the next series. I think Hazza has done it. That's a lot of vulnerable longbowmen. But there's too many musk here. Here comes a reinforcing batch of 4 of these veteran Huss, and just about all of those cuirassiers have gone down. Musk trying to get in there to do their damage, but I think that's it. That's all she wrote. Now it's CDB versus Hussars, and that'll be it.